Welcome to another piano lesson. I'm John Brown. In today's lesson, you're going to learn how to play Boogie Woogie in the key of G. I'm going to walk you through it and tell you everything you need to know. So if you're ready, head on over to the piano because we're going to get started right now. That's the basic Boogie Woogie pattern in the key of G. And you can see that the left hand is doing most of the work, but we're going to keep it really simple today. We have the circle of chords for the key of G, and we're in the key of G. You can see the G at the top. We're going to use G major and C major and D major. Those are the purple chords, and we're going to use them in that order. Let's start with the left hand, and what I want you to do is you lay your left hand over these keys right here. You'll notice that your pinky falls right on the G, and your middle finger falls right on the B, and your pointer finger falls right on the D, and then your thumb falls right on the E. And those are the fingers you're going to use. So it's pinky, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb. Now when you get to here, watch, I'm going to cross over. You can see my pointer finger here crossing over to the F, and then it goes right back over, and then everything is the same as before. You're going to use that same fingering pattern over your C and your D. So let's look at those right now. So when you're ready to move to the C, I want you to just take both hands and shift them to the right, and it's going to be the same fingering. So pinky, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb. So the finger that we're not using is the ring finger. Now, as always, if you're more comfortable with a different fingering pattern, then that's what you should use. Use what's comfortable for you. But this is the way I do it. I have just kind of medium-sized hands, and so this is just a recommended way for you to do the fingering on this. So the pinky plays C, the middle finger plays E, and then you have pointer on G, thumb on A. Now, to get to this B flat, you have to reach over your thumb. I think you can see that pretty good. This finger's reaching over the thumb, playing the B flat, and then it's thumb, pointer, middle finger, and pinky again. Let's do D, and then I'll come back and I'll demonstrate putting all this together looks like. Now on your D, the fingering is the same, so it's pinky, middle finger. Notice that the middle finger is the longest finger in your left hand. Well, I guess it's the longest finger in both hands, but it's the middle finger that's playing this black note, okay? So it works out perfectly. Your pointer finger's playing the A, and your thumb is playing the B. Now again, you're going to reach over here and play the C, and then everything goes back to normal. You're going to play the pattern there once, and then you're going to come back. Let's go over what that pattern would look like. So I'm going to play it slowly, and if you're brand new to the piano, if you're a beginner, it's going to be perfectly normal if you're playing this slow. You may be really slow, and that's okay. That's how I was when I first started. But let me demonstrate it. I'll count it out. If you can play along with me, I want you to. But if you can't, come back later on, after you've worked on this a little while, and try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm not playing the G again because after you get here, you're going to move. Okay, so shift up. Now we're on C. You're going to do the same thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just play it one time. We're going to go back to the G. Here we go. Now we're going to move down to D, and everything's pretty much the same. The fingering's the same. Everything is the same except for notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross. Let's do that one more time. And before you go back to your D, you're not going to go back to your D. You're done with that pattern. You're going to move back to your G. Now, that's basically the end of the easy boogie woogie lesson in G, but I want to show you an advanced move, and I think that it's going to be sooner than later that you're ready to do this. So you know how your thumb is bouncing right here, like it's just bouncing, you know, it's just assisting the left hand. What you're going to do, instead of bouncing that here, you're going to take a chord and you're going to be bouncing these chords. And I know it right now, it may sound that may sound difficult, but it's not that hard. I want you to play this, play just a G major in the root position, add this note. Let me play that note by itself. It's an E on a G chord. That makes this a G6. So the chord is a G6. And while you're playing over the G with your left hand, you're going to be bouncing this like this. I want to talk about staccato for just a moment. Staccato just means short and quick. It's opposed to, let me play this and kind of hold the notes out, and then I'll play it staccato. So this would be if you're holding the notes out. Now, as a beginner, you might sound like that. I know when I was a beginner, I wasn't thinking about playing staccato or playing short and quick. I could barely play it at all. So as a beginner, do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to be successful and just get going. When you're able to, the staccato will sound like this. So when you're playing the piano, you have two kinds of goals. You have short-term goals and you have long-term goals. Your short-term goal is just to be able to play it however you can. One of your long-term goals will be to play this just with a short, quick staccato movement. So that's a G6 chord that we have here in the right hand. I'm going to hold that down for you for a minute. And I want you to keep it all the same except for this note right here. When you go to the C in your left hand, I want you to change this B to a B flat and play this chord. There's 4 notes, and I'm giving you a nice full chord because that's how it's going to sound best. And you're going to play this with the C bass, and this is called a C9, and what it is, it's a C with a 7 and also a 2, but we can't call it a 2. If there's a 7, you gotta call it a 9. It's kind of just one of those little technical rules that we need to, that we try to observe. So here's what it's gonna sound like. Now let me demonstrate this. And And then when you get here to the C, so short and quick, like a pop, little pop sound there. Now, when you get down to the D, you got to do something a little bit different. We were on this G6 chord. Here's the chord I want you to play. I'm going to lay the notes down and I'll give you time to grab those. You have A here with your thumb. Play that. You have a C right here with your pointer finger. You have a D right here with your middle finger. And then you have your pinky on the end. So again, on your D, I want you to play this. It's a D7 chord, just like that. And if you can't play this, if it's too much for you, just play these two notes. Let me show you both ways. That's with the full chord. Now this is the essence of it, but it'll sound different. It'll sound thinner. Listen. Actually, it sounds pretty good. I kind of like that. It's kind of open and nice, but this is the full chord, so do it either way. Either play it with the 4 notes or just these 2 right here. I'm using my pointer finger and my pinky. This is just the basic boogie woogie, but I have to tell you this, there are many variations to both the left hand and the right hand. I can always come back and do like a boogie woogie 2 if we need to.